Hey, and welcome to Just Another YouTube Star. So today we're planning a little fishing trip, and it's a little bit cold for us, and we don't usually normally go fishing in this weather. But we're gonna try today. And you're looking at someone who has minimal fishing knowledge. Yeah, minimal. So we are relying on an 8-year-old to help us navigate fishing in the river in the freezing cold. So we've been packing our supplies, and we're getting ready to leave.
All right, in preparation for our day fishing trip, we needed to do a couple of things like pack a couple of snacks, and then we needed to get a blanket, of course. And next, of course, was to get our favorite waterproof bag to put all of our non-fishing related supplies in.
And we're already dressed in some of the warmest clothing that we have.
All right, so one more thing we need to do in preparation for our trip is get together a little minnow trap because we're gonna need some bait for the fish we're trying to catch. All right, so show us what we need to do, Nehemiah.
You need to take the top off.
All right, so basically first you need a bottle.
Yeah, and then you take the top.
Okay.
And then you either pour the water out, or you put it in a, not exactly a water bottle, but just any type of cup.
Okay, so first of all, we don't waste the water. So we either poured it in another cup so we can drink it, or we've already drank it and it's just a bottle that's laying around.
And then
Thank you for clarifying.
And then you
Got it.
tear it off.
What's next? May I help you? Okay, got it.
Then it's cut. And you might need a knife.
Okay, let me step in for a minute. I'll get you started. All right, so I kind of got the bottle started for him, so now he's gonna keep going. What he's doing is he's cutting off the top part of the bottle.
But it might not be.
Keep going.
I am.
Perfect. Now using a bottle this size, nothing too large is gonna be able to get in the bottle, which is perfectly fine because we're not really fishing for river monsters today. We're just seeing what we can catch in the 28-degree weather. All right, so once you get the top off, show us a little closer what you're doing, bud. You turn the top upside down, and you're gonna put it back into the bottle. All right, so you gotta staple it. There's gotta be some way the top sticks into the bottle. So that's what he's doing now. And you may be wondering, once you actually get to the river, if you put it in the water, what's gonna hold it down? So usually we put a rock or a few rocks down into the bottom before we put it into the river, and that kind of keeps it down a little bit.
And it does not have to be perfect.
But we've seen it work, and that's really all that matters.
Today, well, not exactly right now. Right now, we are leaving, and bless you. So we are gonna have a fun time fishing. No, probably not gonna catch anything. We got the trap. It's not very good.
All right, so at this point, we've got all the supplies we need. We've got our snack bag, we've got our drinks, we've got our blankets because I need that. We've got a bucket. We've got
2 rods.
We've got 2 rods, we've got 2 tackle boxes, and he's got all the tackle stuff in the world he could possibly need. I've got a chair to sit in. I think for a short little part day trip, we should be good. So we're gonna try and hit the road.
And we also got our chocolate.
All right, we finally made it. Now we're just gonna walk down to our new secret spot. All right, so this is our secret place for now. One, because in certain places in the water the sun is shining and we know it's so cold, so we're hopeful that maybe where
the sun is shining, there'll be a little more fish. 2, we know a lot of bait fish kind of hang around in this area around like structures and things like that. So we're hoping that'll kind of draw in some bigger fish. So right now Nehemiah's making some of his first casts. Really not too hopeful. Neither of us, well, one of us, Nehemiah, is more of an avid fisherman than the other, but we'll see. Stay tuned. All right, at this point, I've got one fishing pole, and Nehemiah has his other dock demon that he's about to pull out in his second toolbox.
I basically have to
Tackle box. And I asked him, I'm like, Nehemiah, where's the minnow trap? Let's get that set. And then he's like, I think I left it in the car. So, that minnow trap is all for naught. Give us a cast. Whoopsie. Do you want to switch? You can use the big one if you like.
Okay, so we have these on like, she has a different one, but it looks like mine kind of. Mine's rubber, but I don't know what it's called. Hers is like hairy.
Alright, are these weighted hooks? Do we have weights on here?
The hooks are weighted, but they still don't go that far.
Alright, Nehemiah's got a dock demon with the push button. What are those called, bud?
Push buttons.
Oh, it's called a push button. Alright, what type is mine? Mine's a little different. Alright, now I've got a spinning reel. So far, nothing with either. So I've made it about 10 minutes and I am 100% ready to go. 1, because I don't think we're going to catch anything, and 2, because it's freezing. But Nehemiah said the bait and things that we had in our fishing rod were just things that he randomly had on there. So he is going to change them so we have something more appropriate for the cold weather in the water. So we'll see.
I'm looking for my thing to my camera paper so I can get the bait off my hook. But I need my other tackle box.
Alright, so right now he says we both got crappy jigs.
No, I don't need it.
Okay, I've got a crappy jig, whatever. And he's looking for something a little more legit. Alright, Nehemiah, so tell us what you're doing.
I'm getting a different bait.
Alright, so but you said you needed your second tackle box. Why? What's in there?
My toenail clipper.
Oh, you need the clippers to clip the line. Who's doing this? You or me?
You need to tie it because I can't.
Okay. Shout out to my dad for teaching me how to tie on hooks and bait and put on whatever weight and all that jazz.
He's also my grandpa.
And his grandpa, yeah.
It's not stuck to me.
Okay. To be honest, I don't know, my fingers are too cold. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this.
I bet you can. Look at the pretty water. She needs her time.
I've already messed up.
She has already messed up. Maybe she did it. I'm trying to put my glove on while so I'm gonna have to put the phone down really quick. So we're back. My mom stabbed herself with a hook. And I'm moving closer to the water. It's a very fun thing to do. I'm gonna throw a rock in. Of course. You know you gotta throw a rock. Okay. They are in my big tackle box. Don't flip them on mine.
Thanks for the encouragement. All right.
Yep.
Alright, so we've got a different thing of bait on there. It's a little heavier. See how that works with a little dock demon. Any better or about the same? Better? Do you have an arapaima on the line? He said we're fishing for bass, not things like what you can find in the Amazon. Whatever. So far, no arapaima, no caiman, not even bass. And Nehemiah briefly caught a tree. It's bigger than anything we've ever caught. All right, Nehemiah, we've been out here about 6 hours at this point. I think if we don't catch anything in the next couple of minutes, we need to pack up and head back to the car.
We have not been here about 6 hours.
It's been about 30 minutes. So 30 minutes feels like 6 hours to me doing this. Update. I'm receiving backlash because Nehemiah is accusing me of not tying on the lure, bait, whatever. Tight enough, good enough, whatever. So he has lost it in the water. It was snagged on something and then he ripped it up and then it floated away, I suppose. So, mistake number 1 for me today. All right, Nehemiah, so tell us, what was our final count for fish today?
2.
2? 2
Yeah.
real ones, 2 fake ones, 2 what?
I caught 2.
I must have missed that at some point during our fishing. All right, so to end our day on a positive and warm note, we are ending with some
Cocoa.
hot chocolate. All right, so make sure you like and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you next time tagging along for our adventures. Stay tuned.